Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, everybody. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Thursday, July 3rd. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing why I believe Tilray Brands could accept XRP as payment in the future. I'm getting a lot of questions about this. They mentioned in the recent earnings that they were going to look into crypto payments and AI, integrating that into their business. I want to discuss my thoughts and opinions on this, what it could look like. Also share with you some information from the interview with Erwin Simon. I also want to discuss what could potentially happen in terms of reform in the US because of right now we have the big beautiful bill. We have a lot of things happening right now in terms of MJ, right? We have potential rescheduling, safer banking. So I want to give my thoughts and opinions on the timeline for that. We'll be discussing all of that and more in today's video. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own Tilray and XRP in my portfolio. You can tell here with both of the signs. My number one MJ holding is Tilray, and my number one crypto holding is XRP. Very bullish on the two. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. While we're on the topic of crypto, and before we dive deeper into why I think Tilray Brands may accept XRP as payment, I want to share with you a new project that I'm super stoked about and the sponsor of today's video. They are behind a new Web3 play-to-earn game called Gold Inc, and it's actually a real mobile MMO game, not just some tap-to-earn clone. First off, this is not financial advice, and everybody should do their own research. This is for entertainment purposes only. Full disclosure, this is a paid partnership and collaboration with Sapphire Studios. I've been playing the game for a few weeks now, and honestly, I can't say enough good things about it. And what's exciting is there's even more games coming soon. In the game, you build a gold mining empire, you can battle thousands of other players, and the real crypto that you mine and earn in the game is redeemable for real gold. Their token called SST is in pre-sale now at just a $10 million tiny market cap. And if you use my link in the description, you can earn up to 30% bonus SST for a limited time. You can also get 50% of the value of that in player game packs, which help you get started early in the game. This is one of the most expansive Web3 games ever built, and here's a quick look at it.
Hello, my name's Colin Stone, your very own blockchain braveheart, and I'm here to talk to you today about my coin and game pick of the year. Do you ever wish you could have invested in billion-dollar market cap game coins like Axie Infinity at the start? Well, Gold Inc, a new game launching now, makes those look like they were made by a kid. In fact, that's why I believe Gold Inc's coin SST is the first coin in a long time with the potential to go up 900 times, because it's the first Web3 real-time strategy massive multiplayer online game on mobile, and it's by far the most expansive Web3 game ever built. Its pre-sale is also at ridiculously low market cap, around $10 million for the next few days, and they are just about to launch the full game. Imagine someone building a mobile MMO game with a player-driven economy and player-governed political system where you can build a gold mining empire with your friends, and you're fighting against thousands of other alliances 24/7 to mine and steal crypto that is redeemable for real gold. That's Gold Inc. The reason SST is such a crazy buy is because Gold Inc is not only the largest Web3 mobile game ever built, its team is obsessed with making it the greatest mobile game ever built. They plan to do this by adding the most addictive features from a lot of the most successful games on Earth, the best elements of games like Clash of Clans, Game of War, Pokemon Go, Clash Royale, Star Citizen, DayZ, Ark Survival, and many more in an effort to make a super game to rule them all. The beta is available now in Google Play and App Store, and you can still take part in their coin distribution at a tiny market cap for a few days. My advice? Buy at the coin distribution now while it's at the lowest price and start mining it in the game. Beta users get significantly more SST for a short time, and early alliances have a significant long-term advantage. The launch price on exchanges is set at 5 times the current price, and its use cases are next level. This is as close to buying Bitcoin at $10 as I've seen in a long time. Buy SST and play now.
There you have it. If you'd like to learn more, you can check out the links in the description and in the comment section. Once again, you'll get up to 30% bonus SST and 50% of that value in Gold Inc player game packs just for starting early. There will also be links for the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store where you can download the game today and start playing. So check it out for yourself. and let's get back to today's video. All right, welcome back. This is the video and interview with Irwin Simon, CEO of Tilray Brands. I posted this about 2 months ago. It's got almost 6,000 views, lots of great feedback from this interview. And I asked Irwin Simon directly, what would it look like if you started to accept crypto? And basically he said they're set up for it already, and they would basically just accept whatever cryptos that a third-party provider that they select would offer. The reason why I think it would be XRP is because XRP was designed for payments. If you look at Bitcoin and the actual use case that it was intended for in the white paper, it talks about a peer-to-peer cash system, which no one uses Bitcoin for transactions, for payments, right? It's too slow, it's clunky, it's expensive, the cost of the fees are too high, and most of the narrative right now behind Bitcoin is digital gold, right? People aren't spending it, they're just hoarding it. So why not use XRP, the crypto that was created for payments and is being used the most in terms of payments, in my opinion, and will only continue to get even better than that. And then RLUSD, which is a new stablecoin, and Ripple is a company. XRP, the digital asset, it was created before Ripple, the company, and Ripple owns a lot of XRP, and they're making, you know, all these connections with the government in the US. And I just posted this video yesterday. Ripple applies for a US national bank license. So what do you think is going to happen when Ripple gets this, you know, national bank license? What do you think is going to happen whenever they get like a master Fed account? It's embedded to pretty much every sector of the economy, right? They're going to be offering RLUSD, their new stablecoin. XRP could potentially be there as well, right? Because they're two very different products. Like there's going to be room for both, but you have to remember that an RLUSD stablecoin is pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar. So people aren't going to be buying it for speculation, right? You're going to expect it to stay at $1. And RLUSD is actually on the XRP ledger. So every single transaction that uses that stablecoin burns a small amount of XRP, the native asset. It wouldn't function on the XRP ledger without XRP. So that's something to be aware of as well. But XRP is decentralized, whereas RLUSD is going to be centralized, right? So there's always going to be use cases for both. For example, if you're a country, you don't necessarily want to stack up on RLUSD because you're propping up the US dollar, right? Whereas XRP, to use it as cross-border payments, it's very great for that because, you know, you're not actually backing it up 1-to-1 with the US dollar and treasuries. You're not actually making the US stronger, right? Their fiat currency stronger. So there's going to be two very different use cases for both, but I think XRP very well could be accepted just due to its scalability, its cost, its efficiency, and like I said, its ease of use. And right now, this company, Ripple, in my opinion, is going to be the biggest company in the world when it's all said and done. I think they'll be bigger than Apple and Amazon, you name it. And I think XRP will be the #1 digital asset. Also, I'm going to be interviewing Pascal Saint-Jean, CEO of 3IQ Digital Asset Management, on Tuesday, July 8th. If anybody does have any questions, let me know. We're going to be discussing the new XRP ETF here in Canada, and it's just a matter of time before we see it in the US as well. But like I said, it would stand to reason that, you know, Tilray would accept XRP. It's probably going to be a multitude of different cryptos, right? How many people are tribalistic in this space, right? There's so much tribalism in MJ as well, right? The MSO gang, and LPs are junk, vice versa. At the end of the day, they're probably going to accept multiple different cryptos, right? And this is directly from Tilray Brands report, Q3 fiscal 2025 financial results. If you scroll down, AI and cryptocurrency business strategy. So they discuss that there. Again, they're more than likely going to accept multiple forms of crypto. And I think XRP is definitely going to be in there. It's the one that makes the most sense. Something else that I've been getting asked a lot lately is when we're going to see MJ reform and legislation in the US, you know, safer banking, could we see rescheduling? Personally, I think it's going to be sometime in the fall or early 2026. And the reason for that is we have the big, beautiful bill that got passed in the House today, and it's off to the president, more than likely going to be signed tomorrow. And then we have the Genius Act, which is the stablecoin legislation and bill in the US. Got passed in the Senate and it's on its way to the House, and then the president, don't expect that to fail at any point. Then they're going to be off to market structure for crypto. Once the stablecoin bill and the Genius Act is finalized and it becomes law, and then once we see the market structure bill passed and become law, then I think they're going to pivot over to MJ. And then I think we'll see potentially rescheduling into the fall, and maybe even safer banking maybe shortly after that, around the same time, or into early 2026. Another reason why they would want to get this done is before the midterms in the US. We even know that the new administration said that that's something they want to do. A lot of these elected officials are up for re-election, so that, in my opinion, just makes sense that they're really going to want to get this across the finish line ahead of the midterms. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. Always love hearing from you. It's Rod with Powell Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.